Have you ever felt uncomfortable around someone, but you couldn't put your finger on it or explain why? It wasn't what they said, it was how they moved, how they looked at you, how their body seemed to speak language, a language to your nervous system. And your nervous system recognized it before your brain could catch up? Hi, my name is Michele Paradise, and welcome to my channel where I bring together scientific and evidence-based information coupled with my own life experiences to help you navigate the most important relationship, which is the one with yourself. So today we're talking about narcissistic postures, the silent but powerful cues that reveal the true agenda behind the charm. Now, I call this nonverbal communication. Some people call it body language. It doesn't matter what we call it. It's that we begin to make ourselves familiar with it and become aware of it. Narcissists are often master communicators, but much of their manipulation doesn't happen with words. It happens in the nonverbal realm, the posture, the gaze, the gestures, even proximity to you. The body never lies. In trauma therapy, we learn that our nervous systems are constantly scanning for safety or danger. That tight feeling in your chest or the urge to shut down around someone, you might even go into like a fetal position. That's your body picking up on cues that something isn't right. So let's break down 5 narcissistic postures you need to know. There are several, but these are the 5 that show up the most. And I'm going to explain why they matter. Now, the first one is called the power stance. I can't demonstrate it because I'm sitting down, but imagine your feet are shoulder width apart, your chin is high, your chest is out, your hands are on your hips, or your arms are folded like a bouncer standing at a door to a nightclub when they won't let you in, or when they're checking you out before they let you in. This isn't just confidence. It's about domination. It's about power. The narcissist often uses their body to claim the space as theirs. Even in your own home or office, they might go into that power pose. I experienced this a lot with my ex-husband. He went into this power pose stance and just stared me down. If you feel small or managed just by how someone is standing, trust that gut feeling because it matters. Somatically, your body might interpret this as a threat, activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight response, even if you can't explain it logically. And my advice is to get out. When I go out and I feel uncomfortable around people, I have so much awareness, compassion for my nervous system that I always honor my nervous system first, and I move away from them and or leave if I can. The dismissive lean back is number 2. They lean away when they're talking. They tilt their head like they're analyzing you. You know, one of these, but not listening. It's subtle, but the message is clear. You're not important. This posture devalues you without a word. And this is a big one. They put their hands behind their head and they lean back and they kind of look at the ceiling when they talk to you, or look straight ahead or look over your head. And this, in my experience, happens a lot when they're lying to you, okay? So if you've grown up with narcissistic caregivers, it might trigger that same old urge to try harder to earn attention or approval. And that was certainly my experience with my father. So whenever people go into this pose or this pose, not so much anymore, but that used to really activate me and dysregulate me because it was so familiar to me. The third one is the stare down. And you know, these can overlap. This is way too much eye contact and it can feel invasive. They just stare at you. They hardly blink. Narcissists often use this as a weapon. They'll hold your gaze way too long, unblinkingly, like a lion sizing up their prey. They want to see you squirm. It's about asserting dominance, watching for weakness, or flooding you with dopamine if you're in the love bombing stage. Because sometimes they can do it very lovingly and just stare at you. No words, just staring at you. and you're beginning to melt. You feel like you're being seen in a way that you've never seen before. And here's a fact about your nervous system. Sustained, unblinking eye contact can override your social safety system. It's a cue of potential threat, not connection. Okay. Number 4, the mirroring manipulation. Now, mirroring is something that we all do. A lot of us do it unconsciously. I'm NLP trained, so I've done it unconsciously for years. And it's a way of building rapport. But when a narcissist does it, it's not about empathy or rapport. It's performance. It's a strategy. They will consciously copy your gestures. If you're standing like this, they will purposefully stand like this. If you're leaning your head to the right, they will mirror you. And their head will go to the left. They will mirror your tone. If you raise your voice, they'll raise their voice. If you lower your voice, they will bring their voice down too. This creates a false sense of rapport. It's not real. It's very studied. It's very purposeful. It's very, very manipulative. But as soon as you no longer serve their needs, that connection evaporates. They'll go into one of these where they lean back and they don't look at you and they talk to you as if you're not even in the room. They're above you. Number 5 is the freeze out. Now, this is arms crossed, chin tilted. Could be back, it could be to the side. Body is angled away. And then there's silence. Okay, and they just stand there. Like the most terrifying teacher you ever had at school, or when your parents are so angry with you that they can't even speak to you. They just stand there in a very authoritative pose, absolute power, and silence for a lot of people causes them to talk more and get more and more activated. This is when you've displeased them, and this is your punishment. They don't yell, they don't need to. This posture is withdrawal of approval. They don't approve of you anymore. They might tilt their head back. They might do this. They may leer down at you. They may sneer at you down their nose with a very pursed lip and a very stink eye they give you. Okay. And if you're a people pleaser, it can activate deep, deep abandonment wounds, pushing you to apologize for things that you don't even know what you're apologizing for, things you didn't do, just to get back into their good graces. Now, there is science behind your gut feeling. When we talk about narcissistic postures, we're really talking about your nervous system's ability to detect danger before you have words for it. So your body is feeling something before your brain has words for it or a meaning for it. This is called neuroception, a term from Polyvagal theory. It's your body scanning for safety or threat hundreds of times per second. You know, it's just like a little twitch of the eye, scanning, scanning, scanning. And you have no conscious awareness or very little conscious awareness of this. That discomfort you feel, that's data. You're collecting data, collecting data. I don't know if any of you remember the Malcolm Gladwell book called Blink. I used to think it took about 7 seconds to scan somebody and get a feeling about them, but he disproves this in his book. It's a blink of an eye, and we can get it very wrong or very right. And I won't tell you about the book, read it yourself. It's fascinating, but it is a blink of an eye. We are collecting so much data just like that. And we assess somebody in a very short period of time. And in a narcissistic dynamic, your body often picks up the truth before your mind catches up. So my final thought is this: narcissistic abuse is not always loud. And this could be a big trait of covert narcissists, where they don't shout, they don't like conflict, and they just have very quiet, dismissive, authoritative postures with you. Sometimes it's very quiet, it's subtle, and it's performed through posture. The posture of the person, the gaze of the person, the silence of the person, and the presence. I'm a tall person, so I know when I stand in front of somebody who isn't as tall as me or is considerably shorter, I don't have to say a word. I don't do it on purpose, but I just know that my being takes up so much space. And some people really use that, especially male to female. And I'm not, pointing my finger at one or the other, but, males tend to be sometimes much larger than a female. So their body is very imposing. They just need to stand there with their arms folded or their hands on their hips staring at you. And you can be totally dysregulated by that. So don't gaslight yourself. If your body says something feels off, listen. The body keeps the score, as we know, and it always tells the truth. So please like, comment, and subscribe if this has resonated with you. And even if it hasn't, share it with someone who needs help in trusting their gut again. Okay? Thank you for listening to me today and joining me on this video. And all that remains for me to say is stay safe and listen to your gut. It's always right.